and welcome to the second episode of Monday Football Review, the program that brings you all things football, reviewing the weekend, all sport from international, regional and local. And as usual on the show, we've got our resident analyst, Alois Bunjira. How are you doing?
I'm okay, man. I'm
good.
good. Yeah, I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How was the weekend?
The weekend was good, exciting weekend, exciting game of football. Every time there are big games, we stay glued to our TVs and our ears on the ground, listening to other results and paying attention to what is happening in the world of football.
And indeed, the weekend was good, but also as Zimbabwe, we've been in mourning, and we're going to be talking about that when we come down to talk Zimbabwean football, the loss of George Shire, mastermind the greats. May his soul rest in peace. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I said for Zimbabwean football, he's one of the greatest footballers to come out of Zimbabwean football, an icon and inspiration to many. When you hear about his stories, the stories that our elders talk about, some of us we didn't watch him, but that makes him the legend he is, because a legend is somebody who we can continue talking about even after their death, even if you never saw them, the stories keep on going. That is the makings of a legend. He was indeed a legend. May his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest in peace. And speaking about George Shire, man that we never watched, but also another legend, at least a Captain United legend that you played with, that we actually had the privilege of watching. Joe Code. I know you're close to him. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, quite sad and very painful. Like you said, we played together and we were good friends, very close. We kept in touch when he was staying in UK, and his passing on definitely affected a lot of us. But there's nothing that we can do. We can only say that that was God's will. We can only afford to give him a very good send-off. And that's what is going to be happening. We're burying him tomorrow, and we just hope that it all goes well, and may his soul rest in peace as well.
May his soul rest in peace as well. From the Monday Football Review team, we wish the families our condolences and pray that they may be comforted and celebrate the lives of these amazing sportsmen that put Zimbabwe on the international spotlight. That said, we're going to go straight into the international. We're starting off, of course, with the EPL. Goals galore in the Manchester City versus Arsenal game. 5-0 Aston Villa. I'm going to go through the EPL results now. Aston Villa and Brentford unbeaten so far. 1-1. Brighton lost to Everton 2-0. Newcastle drew with Southampton 2-0. Norwich and Leicester. Leicester winning there 2-1. West Ham and Crystal Palace 2-0 as well. And we had Liverpool and Chelsea drawing 1-1. And then on the Sunday games with Burnley and Leeds sharing spoils, they 1 each. And then winning against Watford, and then Wolves, against Manchester United, losing 1-0 there. But we're going to go straight, Alois, into the thrashing of the butt of jokes. Arsenal. I mean, 5-0. Mikel Arteta. Isn't this the part that you throw in your towel? What does the future look for him?
Oh, it's terrible, to be honest. The worst start to a season by Arsenal in their history, are very bad. And if you are Arteta, you don't want to be the coach.
They are bottom of the log.
Yeah.
With 0 points.
0 points, 0 goals scored, 9 goals conceded. So you can actually see how bad it is. It's really bad. But when he looks back, he's thinking, oh, look, the teams that I started playing against in the EPL. He played Chelsea. He's already played Man City. You can take solace in that and say, you know what, we got beaten by teams that are fighting for the championship already, early in the season. And you can say, okay, we can bounce back. You know, you would also tell you that against Man City we were 1 man down. You know, you can't be 1 man down against the team that dominates possession against any team in the EPL, and then you go 1 man down, then you are shipped to the slaughter. And
but like you said, it's taking solace because ultimately these are the teams in the EPL. So whether you start with the big teams or you're gonna meet them later, it's no reason or no justification to then say yes. You gotta understand. I mean, like you said, in their history, they have never started this way. So this guy can't give this as an excuse.
No, I'm trying to play devil's advocate.
I know.
For him, but it's still bad for Arsenal. Like I said, 0 goals scored. You know, even if you're playing against the biggest clubs in the world, 0 goals scored, 9 goals conceded in 3 games. You know, that negative return is bad for a big club like Arsenal. Arsenal is one of the big clubs in England. Let's be honest, and it's really bad. We expect them to actually compete with these teams. They are not a small team. They are not Brentford. They are not your Watford. Yeah, they are not your Watford where you can say, at least Wakatamane team won. They're also a big team in their own right, so it's really bad. We just hope that they bounce back. You know, there are times when you can actually tell, because by the way they signed their players, you know, they are the biggest spenders as well in the EPL at the moment, but the way they signed, you could tell that they are not much more focused on trying to win the championship. You can tell that probably they are looking at building a team for the future with the younger players that they have signed. Yes, they've spent much more, but they've spent it on a lot more younger players that you might think they are doing a rebuilding exercise while in the COVID era.
Building exercise. I mean, I'm trying to understand. Arsenal fans, including those across the world, including the Rwanda president. I mean, somebody needs to check on him. It's a torrid time for you guys. I mean, it's a torrid time. We feel your pain when you're walking. You can literally see that this is an Arsenal fan. But that said, we want to move on. We want to move on with so many talking points today. One of the fixtures of the weekend saw Liverpool and Chelsea playing out a 1-0 draw. And yes, so 1-0 draw, and of course the controversial penalty there. Well, no, the penalty is not the controversy, but Reece James, you know, a melee, the goal-mouth melee there, everything happening, and then Sadio Mane's goal almost going in, hits on the thigh, comes up, hits on his upper arm, and then the hand. The referee, of course, goes to VAR, is called to VAR, takes one look, walks away, blows for penalty and a red card.
Yeah, like the commentators also said that it was not a good decision for the referee to take the free side of the evidence, you know, that
he should have taken motion.
Yes,
he should have taken a video. He should have really seen
the motion
and made an informed decision from the motion picture.
Exactly, yes. For me, the penalty, like you say, it is not controversial because it hit his hand.
Correct.
You know, but it hit his thigh first, and it was going this way. So, I thought for me it was a reflex action because yes, it came to his arm. What do you do? What do you do when you are trying to get out of the box? It hit you, and you want to get out of the box quickly. You know, he was standing on the line. You need to, when the ball...
come on, Alois.
No,
it hit his thigh, it hits his upper arm, and then his head came up.
You moved it. So for me, that was a reflex action because it happened well after it had already...
So you're saying it was natural? It was natural motion?
Yes.
It was not deliberate?
The motion was after it hit
Can you believe this guy?
After it hit his arm, that's when he made that motion. So that motion was already after the penalty. I don't know if you're getting what I mean. It's the
that hand motion. Okay.
The motion happened.
I could be biased because I'm Liverpool. So
after it had already hit. So the penalty happened before the motion. That's what I'm trying to say. The penalty happened before the motion. So the referee saw the motion. But the penalty had already happened.
But then the reason he got the red
because
card,
he scooped the ball away after he had already handled it.
Correct.
Yes.
So the reason he then got
That's
the red card, at least I'm thinking from the ref's perspective, was because he was keeping the ball out,
yes,
right?
That's
and
what the referee saw. The referee saw it was frozen when he was already hitting the ball out of his way. But he had already committed the crime by then. He had already blocked that
Speaking
ball.
of controversy, like I said, we've got a lot of controversial points to be talking about. That was one very controversial. It then, even according to Jurgen Klopp, it really then messed up the whole game. You know, that decision from the referee messed up the whole game. The penalty should have been given, but the red card should not have been given. You know, so that was a bit harsh.
I agree with that.
And moving on, let's move on to the Manchester United game, where it was a thriller of a game. Wolves were playing their hearts out. Adam Traore was unplayable. You know, he's something else. You know, and then of course the lead up to the Manchester United goal by Greenwood. There was an open foot there, you know, and everybody thought that, you know, the referee was going to blow. He didn't blow. The next two touches then resulted into a score. Your thoughts on that?
I think the blame is supposed to go to the FA, English FA, and of course the Referees Association, that say that they were going to come hard on players that are diving, or they're going to look very diligently on contact and if it's really affecting play. You know, so for me, I think that's what the referee went on. There are a lot of penalties now that are being waved to play on from similar incidents. If it was in the box, was it going to be a penalty? People will say that was soft. You see, that's the problem. Right there, people will say that was minimum contact, and because the referees say that you tried to actually carry on going for the ball, so the referee believed that the contact didn't affect him, because after that he went for the ball. He didn't stop when he was. So when you look at the slow motion picture, Pogba's leg seems like it's going on straight. It's carrying on. It looks like it brushes his shin. Yes, it does. But that's what the referee says. It was minimum contact that was not affecting play, because the player kept on chasing the ball. So when he realized that the ball is lost, that's when he sits down. So he was like, okay, give me that foul there. I wanted to go, but then I saw I've lost the ball, and then you must give me the foul.
But then, from what you're saying, Alois, I know it becomes complicated with regards to the rules of the FA and so on. But from what you're saying, even if, for example, the contact was there, right, according to the rules, right?
Yeah.
And the player continued to play.
Yes.
The blowing of the whistle is not dependent on the player continuing to play.
They're saying it is now. It is now. They're saying they're not just looking at the contact. They are taking into consideration if the contact is affecting play. That's the problem.
Controversial moments. Manchester United, Liverpool. Manchester United went ahead and won, and I believe it's their 28th away winning streak.
No, unbeaten.
Unbeaten away, and that's also a record in I know Manchester United fans love to hear things like this, right? Let's go now to, of course, we're speaking about Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo coming into Manchester United. The same way that we're waiting, we're going to talk about the French League and talk about Lionel Messi, his first game over the weekend. Everybody's waiting for Cristiano Ronaldo to make his debut for Manchester United. Do you think he's going to... Is he going to be a right fit? Is he going to... and also there's the issue of him winning the Ballon d'Or. Do you think that, you know, this is going to be another platform for him to win it?
Yeah.
His second bite of the cherry at Manchester United.
Before I respond to that, I just wanted to also talk about the Pogba issue. What the referee could have also looked at when he went for the review. When he went there, he was supposed to see that Pogba's leg went over the ball. You know, he was supposed to caution Pogba there. You know, that was dangerous play, because he actually went to foot open over the ball. So that could have been cautioned, but still, like we say, that the contact was minimum, like the referee wanted to say. Okay, going to the Cristiano
Ronaldo.
I think in the world I'm the biggest Cristiano Ronaldo fan.
Okay.
Yes, no doubt about it. I'm not shy to talk about it. This is the guy that I believe is the greatest ever in football. About him being a perfect fit. Cristiano Ronaldo just fits in wherever he plays. He played for Sporting Lisbon. He fitted in. He was taken to Manchester United. He was the superstar. He went to Real Madrid. He was the superstar. He went to Juve, he was a superstar.
But Juve didn't exactly fit in.
No.
Juve was
Who was the top scorer in the years that he was at Juve?
Listen, did he add value to Juve?
How can you say?
Add value to Juve?
Okay.
Juve had been winning the league before he was there, right?
Yeah.
For 7 consecutive years. He gets there, they lose the league. Can you not then say that he's this whole superstar tag that he has got, he takes it to a team and it's all about him?
No. Okay. He won the league when he first arrived. They won. They lost the league in the second year.
Correct.
So it could be Inter Milan that caught up, not that you.
It had nothing to do with superstar.
Yes.
It had nothing to do with the superstar.
Because how can you say a player that is your top goal scorer has not added value to your team? Your team never was not producing a top goal scorer at that time. He arrives and he is the top goal scorer in the country. Then you say he is not.
Agreed. Value. Agreed. But my point is, it is this superstar tech. Like, take for example, I think in a different producer, in a different show, we want to talk about superstars. The way superstar, looking at Lionel Messi's superstar and Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo maybe would even just juxtapose him with Kylian Mbappe, but that's a story for a different day altogether.
Yeah.
Tell me about him coming into Manchester United. How is this going to help Manchester United going forward?
Yeah, I think it's going to help Manchester United. For you, if you look at the previous season, the top goal scorer was Fernandes, who is not an out-and-out striker. But then you have now Cristiano Ronaldo, who you can actually be assured that he will score goals. He will be in position to score goals, inspire the youngsters, and also help with keeping the team together. The guys are excited. We watched Pogba on their post-match. Yes, they are all excited about it. And when players are excited and they've just won their previous match and he's coming in after they've won their previous match as well. Everybody at Manchester United, the fans, the team, the players, everyone is excited. And he has got the ability, let's be honest, he has got the ability to actually score goals, like I said, inspire the team as well. And to a certain extent, I actually believe that he will be helping the coach as well with a little bit of this and that, because he is experienced. He has seen and been involved at the top level. And I think this is one of the best buys Manchester United has done in a long time. The best buys Manchester United has done in a long time, the same way that there was a best buy for Chelsea when they brought in Lukaku, but look what VVD did to him in the last game. We didn't speak about that. We didn't speak about Lukaku. VVD just humbled this man. But let's see who's going to be humbling Cristiano. I don't know, has his number been settled yet? Is he still CR7? What's going to happen there? Who's giving up? Is Cavani. Is Cavani going to give up his shirt number? I don't know. Cavani played. Yeah. Cavani played yesterday in the number. So we don't know what is going to happen. It's just a matter of two players agreeing on something. Maybe Cristiano will take number 17 and say 1 + 7. I don't know. You never know. But usually, sometimes in situations like this, somebody will just decide, you know what, Okay, I'll give you the number. We've seen it happening in a lot of teams. Where
is it going to be CR7? Is it going to be CR17? We'll wait and find out until Cristiano is back. And Tottenham is definitely stamping their authority. You know, like I think last weekend we spoke about them being the dark horses. It doesn't, from the way they are playing, are they dark horses or they're actually contenders for the top 4? Tottenham is playing very well.
Yeah, let's be honest. Spurs have been coming second, I think, for
the past 3 seasons.
Yeah, for the past 3 seasons, they've been coming very close. No, for this last season they didn't come second, but the other previous seasons they actually did that, and they are a very good side. And with Harry Kane staying, you know, I wanted to say deciding to stay. He didn't decide; he was forced to stay. You know, with Harry Kane staying, they are stronger. They can actually challenge. But do they have the legs to cross the line? I still don't believe that they have the legs to cross the line. Second position, yes, but to cross the line, I don't think they have the legs.
Maids of honor, perennial best mans. That's Tottenham for you. And like we said here on the Monday Football Review, where we review all things football over the weekend, what have happened all over the world. From international sport, international football, of course, to regional sport, to regional football and local football. We'll be talking all of this with our resident analyst here, Alois Bunjira. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to go through to the other leagues and see what our local superstars did in the different leagues across the world. Stay with us. Hello and welcome back to the second segment of Monday Football Review, and we're so excited to have each one of you, and thank you for your comments that you have been sending through. Being a part of this program definitely would never succeed without you. And Alois, we spoke about the EPL. We didn't get to speak about Marvelous Nakamba, our very own. We know that he came in as a 69th minute substitute. Your thoughts regards that?
Yeah, it's always exciting to actually see one of our own coming in and playing, you know, the EPL.
At whatever stage.
Yeah, at whatever stage, because the EPL is the best league in the world, no doubt about it. And for him to be playing there, it shows his quality. You know, like I said, I still believe that he has got a place in that team. One day is one day. You will play. He will definitely play a bigger role at Aston Villa. But I'm happy that he decided to stay. You know, before the season started, there were some rumors that he might move to Turkey, he might move to other Crystal Palace, etc. in the EPL. But I still believe that he should stay at Aston Villa, fight for his place, because he has got a place in that team. I'm sure that one day soon, hopefully this season, that he is going to play in the team. He has got a long-term contract at the club, and I hope that he stays and eventually plays in the team and actually help them do well, because they are a modest club at the moment. I think for me they are a mid-table club that can actually fight for a top 8 finish. They can still do that. They can fight for a European place. They are capable of fighting for European place right now. You know, I'm talking about the Europa, not Champions League. I think Champions League is.
I heard you right the first time. Marvelous, we're really excited for you. We're supporting you as Zimbabwe, and also a big shout out to all those Zimbabweans that went to watch Marvelous Nakamba's game. Thank you so much. That is the most heartwarming thing. Zimbabweans in the UK supporting our very own. Please go and support him, and any other Zimbabwean, whatever league really, wherever we are, Zimbabweans, we rally behind each other. So well done on that. I want us to quickly move to the La Liga. Barcelona continuing with the winning streak, and one thing that the commentary, Lionel Messi is not in the La Liga, but you will find the commentators still shouting out, "Is Messi coming in the middle?" I was like, guys, there are players that are coming in the middle. Why not talk about them? This is the Messi effect. So we're going to be talking about that. Real Mallorca 1-0 versus Espanyol. Valencia 3-0 versus Alaves. Saturday we had Celta Vigo losing to Athletic Club. We had Elche and Sevilla sharing the spoils. They had 1-1. We had Real Sociedad and Levante. Real Sociedad winning 1-0. And then we had Real Betis losing to Real Madrid 1-0. And then Sunday we had Barcelona versus Getafe winning 2-1. Cadiz versus Osasuna winning 3-2. Rayo Vallecano winning 4-0 versus Granada. Atletico Madrid 1-1. That one was very interesting, right in the versus Villarreal. And then our talking points. Real Madrid and Barcelona both registering wins. We spoke about the title race in the EPL. What does the title race look like in the La Liga? Is Atletico going to be able to defend this?
It's still early days, obviously, in La Liga, but like we say, that I think the top three will still come out on top. You know, like every year they do that. You know, usually they are the top three. Then there's another fourth. A fourth one is always alternating. They're always alternating for the fourth place. It's Sevilla, whether it's Valencia, whether it's Celta Vigo. They keep on changing, but the top three are permanent. You know, in that top section of Spanish La Liga. But to come back to your question about Atletico being able to defend, they are capable. They've got the most stable squad, you know, in La Liga. They've been consistent as far as their squad is concerned, consistent as far as their coach is concerned, and they've been consistent as far as the top three is concerned. And they won last season as well, and their team is almost unchanged. So I still believe that they have the squad to go all the way. But still, you can never discount the Real Madrid and Barcelona. Barcelona doing well. You know, when you watch Barcelona play, you know, it feels like Messi never left. You know, just like you say, Messi is a legend. They'll keep on talking about Messi, but as long as they continue playing well, they will still be asking, do we need Messi? Do they need Messi? Are they missing Messi? Messi will always be mentioned whenever Barcelona is playing. He is a club legend. They will never forget about him. But I think that they are doing it well, you know, without him, because now they are playing as a team. And like I've always said, this is the time for other players to actually come out and actually lift their hands up and say, I'm here to lift Barcelona. And I'm sure that there will be new superstars. They've been stars before Messi. There will be stars after Messi. New
superstars indeed before Messi, because at the end of the day, it is the league that's bigger than individuals. But of course, that being said, I want to just make a correction there. I said the results for Atletico Madrid and Villarreal were 1-0. They were actually 2-0. And Villarreal leading, and then right at the death, that was heartbreaking, man. The Villarreal defender giving a back header to his goalkeeper, who was side-footed, and then an own goal. Atletico almost lost that game. That you could even see the coach, man.
I know. It was disappointing, you know, for Villarreal. You know, Villarreal are no pushovers. You know, they are a very good side. You remember
the Yellow Submarine.
They are the Europa Cup champions as well. So they are a very good side. Unfortunately, that happened. You know, the own goal. But sometimes that is what happens when you have got the luck to win the league. You know, points that you are supposed to drop.
Diego always has the luck.
Yes, points that you are supposed to drop, you keep them. You know, yeah, they were supposed to lose 3 points, they dropped 2. You know, at the end of the day, they will count that 1 point as like, you know what, we can actually win the league with this 1 point. It's going to be very unfortunate for the other teams when, you know, they got picked, you know, to the league by 1 point, and they realize that own goal, that last minute 1 goal.
That one, I felt, it is what it is. I felt, and you know what, I saw like 3-4 players just falling to the ground. You know, it was the last minute, the 95th minute.
Remember, it was not just the Villarreal fans that got disappointed. The Real Madrid fans, the Atletico, the Barcelona fans, because they also wanted Atletico to drop points so that they can go above them. So it's now square at the top of La Liga now. It's interesting already at the beginning of the season. It's already interesting.
Already interesting, fireworks, and moving from the La Liga, we're going to move to the Bundesliga, and very captivating football being played across, you know, and in the Bundesliga, German Bundesliga, with Friday games where Dortmund won 3-2 versus Hoffenheim. Sona's former team. We had on Saturday, we had FC Köln winning 2-1 versus Bochum. We had Mainz winning 3-0 versus Greuther Fürth. We had Arminia Bielefeld drawing 1-1 versus Eintracht Frankfurt. We had Augsburg losing 1-4 versus Bayer Leverkusen. Stuttgart losing to Freiburg 3-2. We had Bayern Munich 5-0 versus Hertha 5-0. And Sunday we had Union Berlin winning 2-1. And then we had Wolfsburg winning 1-0 versus Leipzig. Bayern going strong. Do you see them being stopped this season?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. You know, they are the perennial champions
It really makes football boring,
Liga.
You know?
Yeah, I've always
It really makes, and I guess this is one of the reasons why you had this breakaway league, you know. I mean, it was probably going to get boring at some point as well. But this breakaway league where you probably were taking teams from there and just bringing them together and see if is there going to be one team dominating years after years.
Yeah, it's boring. It was happening in Italy as well. That's why I celebrated. I'm not an Inter Milan fan, but I actually celebrated their success, you know, in Italy because of that. You know, to break that dominance. I look at Borussia Dortmund. They are the only club that looks like they can actually break that dominance. But then the problem is they've got a different business model altogether. That, you know what, they will take the money as soon as a big team comes calling, you know, wanting their top player. They will take the money. Look at them now. If they don't win the league right now this season, I don't see Haaland staying for another 2 seasons at Borussia Dortmund. To be honest, I don't see him staying there. He is gonna go. I actually thought he was gonna go this season. Probably they held on to him because they lost Jordan Sancho, so they tried to keep him so that, you know, as much as you want to sell, you also want to keep the club in the Champions League as well and doing well, so that you can keep on churning in the other youngsters to come through. So that's their model, you know. That's the business model, you know. They once went bankrupt a few years ago, you remember, and now they are back, you know. So they want to maintain their fluidity. They want to maintain their commercial side of business. So for me, as long as they are doing that, it becomes very difficult to actually catch up with Bayern Munich, because Bayern Munich sometimes they actually are the ones that are buying from them, from Borussia Dortmund. They are taking from Borussia Dortmund and strengthening their squad. So like you asked, I don't think there's anyone else who can stop Bayern Munich at this moment in time. They only lost
nobody else. You know, nobody else can stop Bayern Munich at this time, and they are so dominant. It actually, I mean, you can almost watch go. It's boring to go to a match and know that these guys are going to win. There's no competition, you know. This is why sometimes they say they need to come and play in the EPL, because EPL, Watford will humble you. Watford will humble you. You know, so it's never clear in the EPL. It's not like, you know, that Manchester United is gonna be a walkover. You know what I mean? Even Manchester City will get walloped by the one team that you think, you know, is right at the bottom of the league. Let's go to the French League. The French League, as Zimbabweans, as you know, we are very excited for it because we've got a couple of Zimbabweans. At least now we can say a couple of Zimbabweans, you know. So Tinokadere didn't get playing time. Should the Warriors coach be worried about this, or, you know, it's just part of the team strategy in his team?
No, I don't think the Warriors coach should be worried, you know, about his team. As far as Tino is concerned, he can be worried for Tino that he didn't play, not for Zimbabwe. He could be worried because obviously he wants Tino fit. Tino is fit. You see, these are professional teams. They keep all their players fit. You know, they can't just say, Tino, you're not in the first 11, so you can afford for you to not train hard and you're not fit. He is match fit. Yeah. He is ready to play whenever he is called upon. So for Zimbabwe, he will be fine. he will be okay. But we can be worried for Tino because we as Zimbabweans we want him to play. We want to watch him play.
Definitely
you know, it's exciting. You know, when he joined the club last season, he was playing, scored goals as well for the. We were all excited about it. So this is what we want. We want to see our boys doing well in Europe. That can only be the drawback. But as far as his fitness for Zimbabwe is concerned, no, we are safe. He'll be good to go.
In the French league, we have, of course, we had Nantes losing 0-1 to Lyon, and then the match that we're going to be talking a little bit more on is PSG versus Stade Reims. PSG winning 2-0. And as you know, Stade Reims is a team that our very own Marshall Munetsi plays for. And Marshall Munetsi had a couple of tackles going into the Lionel Messi in his first game. He came in as a substitute for Neymar. And he came through, made a couple of course, his presence felt there, Lionel Messi. But of course, the spotlight remained on our poster boy, Kylian Mbappe. Your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe is always the superstar. He is a superstar for PSG, a superstar for France as well. You know, if you count the goals that he has scored already at that age for France, then you can actually tell that this is a superstar in the making. He's not done yet. You know, I think at his age he is just starting. He's just starting. He's lightning quick. You know, he is a big boy. He's fit. He is a Superman. You know, he is close to Cristiano Ronaldo. He is the one who is actually, when it comes to fitness.
He's close to Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's going there.
Biased statement coming from a Cristiano Ronaldo.
Who doesn't know that Cristiano is the machine when it comes to fitness? You know, so I think he's going there. He is going to be the heir apparent to that. You know, when it comes to the overall body structure, fitness and everything else, even scoring goals as well. I think Kylian Mbappe is following in those footsteps. And as a poster boy, that's a given. You know, that's a given. We spoke about it last week as well. So he is doing well.
Two poster boys.
So I was in. No. There's only
one poster boy for Alois, and that's obviously CR7. I thought you were talking about PSG. At PSG, there's one. Okay.
Then he's another. There's another poster boy at Man City. Remember? Jack Grealish.
Yes.
He's also a poster boy. I think they got him to Man City as well, partly for his popularity.
For his popularity. So, but we want to focus more now on our very own Marshall. You know, he played the whole 90 minutes. Is this an endorsement of his contribution to the team? You know, is this him stamping his authority and him saying, "Hey, I'm here," you know, and him taking care of that midfield? Your analysis of this?
Yeah, I think he's doing well. You know, it shows that the club has got confidence in him. You know, they also looking back at last season when they played PSG. You know, he did well. He was actually the man of the match, and he actually marked Neymar out of the game as well. You know, so I think for him, he has done well for himself. He has done well for us. You know, he's keeping our country on the limelight as well. You know, those tackles on Lionel Messi as well. You know, the pictures, we saw some of the pictures marking Lionel Messi. You know, he had pictures marking Neymar, now Lionel Messi. You know, for a boy from Mapuku, growing up in Mapuku and now playing against Lionel Messi, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Those are the pictures that you probably put in his archive, put on his wall.
Yeah.
You know, and really enjoy watching such moments.
Awesome.
You know, and speaking about Lionel Messi comes in for his first game. PSG fans are excited, and I was just looking at some of the comments where it was a surreal moment where they were like, Messi, the first time ever, is not in a Barca shirt, you know. So, I mean, seriously, you'd have, as you can see right there, these are the pictures that we're talking about, you know, that these are the pictures that you put up in your wall.
Of course. I'm sure he is going to make this one the big one, you know, like 1 by 1 meters, or even 1 by 2 meters. Man, I'll do it. 1 by 2 meters on the wall.
Well, Francis can't exactly put a 2 meter one.
He should.
This is in Francis's studio. Yeah, we celebrate you, man. We celebrate these pictures.
It's awesome.
This picture tells a story for a young boy in Mavuko, for a young boy in Pelandaba.
Yes.
These are the stories that we want to inspire generations and say, hey, if Marshall can do this, young man in Chirumanzu, in Cholocho, wherever you're playing dusty football with no boots on, may you be inspired to
inspirational,
to believe that one day you play against the best. Well done, Marshall. We celebrate you. We celebrate you as Zimbabweans. Well done. A picture, of course, courtesy of Getty Images there.
And the other one, the Messi one will be coming again.
And the Messi one will be coming. So it's going to be having this one. Yeah. It's going to be having a Messi picture there.
Yeah.
And these are the moments that footballers live for. These are the moments that, you know, we want to relish and really take in. Well done. Let's go to Messi. Lionel Messi comes in for the first time ever. Historic moment. History being made. Never worn any other shirt. And he is wearing a PSG shirt.
I think PSG owners, you know, they felt proud. You know, I think they felt the chill. You know, let's be honest. You know, he's the greatest footballer. You know, for who has played this game in a generation. You know, I wouldn't want to say.
Agreed.
Yeah,
in a generation,
in a generation,
absolutely.
Yes. You know, and for him to be playing for you as a club owner, and for the fans, for this player to be actually playing for your team, you know, what it has done to PSG, not just football-wise, commercially, and what it has done for Paris as a city, what it has done for the Ligue 1 as a league, what it has done for France as a country. It's awesome to actually know that the player called Lionel Messi is playing in our country.
The player called Lionel Messi is playing for Caps United. When we come back in our third and final segment, we'll be talking all things Zimbabwean football. Stay with us. Hello and welcome to the third and final segment of Monday Football Review. We have been having very exciting times here in the studio with Alois, speaking all things football, from the EPL to the La Liga to the Bundesliga, and now we are back home to Zimbabwean football. And what a way to start if we do not start with the game on Friday versus South Africa. And speaking about the game on Friday versus South Africa, one can only think of that famous 4-1 win, August 16, 1992, where we played South Africa and we won 4-1. And in that match, a thrill of a match, I must say, it had the likes of Bruce Grobler as goalkeeper, it had Henry Makop, it had Adam Ndlovu, it had Peter Ndlovu with the two brothers, it had Ephraim Chawanda, it had Raman Gumbo, Willard Mashinkila Kumalo, it had Francis Shonai, it had Mercedes Ibanda, Vitalis Takawira. It was a game to savour. It was an exciting match, and of course South Africa. You had Lucas Radebe was there in the game. You had Phil Masinga was there. Phil Masinga scored the only goal of the game. For Zimbabwe, Vitalis scored in the 7th minute. We had Raman Gubo scoring that scorcher, and we had Peter Ndlovu scoring a brace, one of them a penalty. Do you remember that match? Obviously you remember that match. Your thoughts? Obviously remember that match. What a blonde question to ask Alois to say, do you remember that match?
Yeah, of course I remember that match.
Of course you remember that match. But your thoughts in that game?
No, it was outstanding. You know, South Africa had come to Zimbabwe, you know, on the back of their famous shoe shine in piano. You know, Skrima Shabalala had coined that. You know, we used to see the South African players in my magazine, you know, Drum magazine, parade, but it was mostly Drum. You know, Drum was very popular. In Drum, South African magazine, we used to see these players, you know, Moroka Swallows in their purple jerseys, maroon jersey, you know, see Dr. Kumalo playing for Kaizer Chiefs. You know, for us it was like, you know, it was like a different planet, you know, where these guys were playing for, because there was not much traveling, you know, that was happening, like unlike now where people just cross the border back and forth. You know, that time when South Africa, you know. So for some of us it was awesome, you know, my stadium hour as well. For us it was no out of this world. This was the Jerana Gwanzura Stadium, Chibugu Stadium, then you see FNB Stadium, Richmond Drum Magazine, and the fans. It was wow. So for these people now, for these players, whatever they a drum, Zimbabwe to play against us. We
have these immortals to come and share their space and their breathing with us.
Lucas Hadebe, Phil Masinga, you know, Sam Kambule, Anderson. It was something that we thought like wow, and they came with their jersey, you know. So for us it was like awesome. So we packed the stadium. Some of it was not just to support Zimbabwe, but to just have a look at these players. Yeah, to have the experience of watching these guys. And we actually thought that these guys were like way above us. We thought they were way ahead of us at that time. But I actually think that they were very talented, but they were just naive. At that moment, I thought that they complacent. They thought that thinking, yes, they had the same mentality that, you know what, we are South Africa, we can go and just play around with the ball, toy around with Zimbabwe and beat them. But we were spirited, you know. It was the spirit that drove us, you know. We hammered them. But then, you know, it was outstanding. You know, Peter scored an exquisite goal, But one thing that I think a little bit disappointed is that the Raman Gumbo screamer, we forgot totally about it. It was overshadowed by the euphoria of the match with the Peter Ndlovu exquisite goal, but we forgot that Raman Gumbo scored a scorcher of a goal.
Raman Gumbo scoring a scorcher of a goal in that game, but 1992, we are now 2021, and we on the 3rd of September, we will be playing against South Africa. That was the 1992 match was an Africa Cup of Nations qualifier, and now we're talking about the World Cup qualifier, and we're meeting South Africa on Friday. And in camp last week, we were talking about a fake lineup for Zimbabwe, and now this one is the team that has been called up, that is in camp. Washington Arubi, Taube Shumba, Martin Mapisa, Onisimo Basera, Divine Lunga, defenders. These are the defenders. Takuzwa Chimwemwe, Alec Mudimu, God knows Murira, Kevin Moyo, William Sitima, and then the midfielders. We have Blessing Sarupinda, Jonah Fabish, we have Marsha Munetsi, Tafadzwa Rosike, Tabani Kamsoko, Kodawashe Mahachi, Kama Billiard, Fefe Chikwende, Utolez, we were Ishmael Wadi, Farai Madanaga, Silas Songani. Those are the midfielders, and the strikers. We have Terence Zukumanja, Tinotenda Kadewere, Nox Mtizwa, and our captain, Knowledge Musona. This is the team that is in camp. And at this point, really, it's wishing the team all the best. We are definitely behind them. What are your combinations? What do you think the team's going to be looking like on Friday?
Yeah, it's quite disappointing that the UK-based players won't be coming. We can only be weaker than South Africa. You know, obviously as a Zimbabwean, I'm hopeful and I want us to win.
But South Africa is facing the same though. This is world over. They also don't have their best players because of the same conditions.
Apparently, South Africa don't get affected like we do, because they only had one top player that was playing in England, that was in their squad, that was Pesitao, and the player has since moved from England to Egypt, so they are not even affected at all. So we are playing a full strength South African squad while we are depleted. So for me, I think that's the unfortunate part, that this is actually happening. We're going to, in 4 days, I think in 4 or 5 days later, we're going to Ethiopia to play the second match. What are we facing? We are facing another full strength Ethiopia, who are not affected by the UK decision, and we are playing. So for me, I think it's us and Ghana who are affected by the UK decision to bar players from traveling to red zoned countries, because they also have the IO brothers in the United Kingdom as well that play for their national team. But as far as Ethiopia and South Africa are concerned, they are not affected. So we are the ones at a disadvantage here, because Marvelous Nakamba has been one of our leading players in the last few years. We've got Tendai Darikwa, a very influential player in the team as well. He is not going to be coming. We were looking forward to Macaulay Bonny to be coming as well. Zemura was actually establishing himself as one of the permanent features in the Zimbabwe national team as well. He is also not coming. We also wanted to see Admiral Muswe as well. He had been called. He is not coming. So it's Zimbabwe that has been affected. Nevertheless, we have a squad that I still believe will compete, because most of the South African players are local based. We also have our players based in South Africa, but our players are not really doing as well as we used to. We used to have players doing well in South Africa. Only Kamabiliad is a little bit on top, but he is not reproducing what he was producing at Sundowns as well. So that, for me, I think we go into this game skeptical. I'm not, to be honest. When you look back as well, our record as a national team, 1 game in 12 that we've won as well, it doesn't give confidence. When we played in the qualifiers, in the AFCON qualifiers as well, we were not very convincing. Towards the end, it was more like an anticlimax in qualification as well. So for confidence, to be honest, I don't have my confidence jar is not full. My confidence jar is not full. What I have is hope and patriotism and supporting the team. This is what I've got. But confidence, like we are going to beat them. Ground.
Ground is what Alois is saying, but being the optimist that I always am, this is an opportunity for every single player that has been chosen to raise the bar. This is an opportunity to make yourself seen. It's an opportunity to say, hey, I am here. So that even when the English, the players playing in the EPL, whenever the conditions have changed, you will still be considered to say, hey, they put in everything they did and they proved it. So this is an opportunity for each one of you. And of course, like you said, and I also want to say, I also want to speak to the players that apparently from media reports that I was reading, that they were willing to pay, like for example, if you go back to the UK, you'd pay about £2,500 for the quarantine, and the players were willing to pay this according to media reports. And if this is true, well, we salute you. It's unfortunate that we won't be having you, but we really, really do salute you. And
it was never about the money. You see, it was never about the money. It was more about the issue of COVID, and then for the clubs, it was more like those 10 days.
Well, imagine the 10 days in quarantine. Bill of 2.5.
The 10 days of quarantine. That was the problem.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure clubs would pay for their players.
Definitely.
Yes, the issue was on the issue equity. Where the 10 days of quarantine, clubs were not going to have any of it.
Yeah. And what do you think is going to be a starting 11?
I'm not so sure. What do I think, or
your thoughts? Your thoughts. What's your probable 11? That's why you're here, right?
Yeah.
To give us your probable 11. So give us your probable 11.
With the players that are there, we also had Ovidis pulling out, from the squad. We also
why is Ovidis pull out, or Ovidis didn't make it?
He had been called. He had been called, so he's pulling out. We also heard that Hadebe is also pulling out. I think his club is also worried about the COVID.
Why would Ovidi, a person who's unattached and doesn't have a team,
From what I heard, he's searching for a club, so probably that's what he's doing.
He's searching for a club in 5 days.
In
5 days, he's searching for a club.
5 days.
Why not actually use the national team call-up and play, and then impress, and then use that match as a scouting opportunity for you to get the club?
That works.
He's got interviews?
That works as well.
What, he's got interviews tomorrow?
Now, I wouldn't know. This is kind of like personal. Probably we don't know what is happening behind the scenes.
Alois always has this bird that speaks into his ear. You
never know what is happening. But anyway, unfortunate. My 11.
Of VD, the Mashingo Express, we You're searching for a club, all the best, eh? All the best.
So my 11.
You're 11.
I'll go
Who's
with
your goalkeeper?
I'll go with Washington.
Why Washington?
Because of the experience. You know, he's playing in South Africa, playing against the players that he is already facing on a weekly basis.
Who's your second choice?
I think I'll
Washington gets injured. Who comes in?
I'll keep Talbot Shumba.
You keep Talbot Shumba?
Yeah, Mapisa will be my third choice by virtue of being a youngster who is growing, who is learning, who is still...
Fantastic. Let's move on. Defenders. Who's your right back?
What defenders do we have?
Defenders, we've got Onisimo Basera, we've got Divine Lunga, we've got Takuzo Chimwemwe, we've got Alec Mudimu, we've got God knows Murira, we've got Kevin Moyo, we've got William Sitima.
Yeah, I think here he picks himself. You know, when you look at the other three defenders are left-footed and the others are actually centre backs. So he picks himself. God knows Murira will pick himself there. So I'll put God knows Murira as my right back. Then on the left back position, then I'll have to go to with Divine Lunga as the left back. Centre back pairing is going to be very tricky now that Tine Khadebe might also not come, because my first choice, I had already said that I wanted Khadebe and Galloway to partner in central defense, but both are not coming. Okay. So it becomes very tricky. So
who are you going to pick?
Kevin Moore picks himself. He picks himself up there, and I don't know. I'll just leave the other cap for now. I don't know what to do with that position. I don't know why they didn't call what's his name? The boy from Islanders, big boy. What's his name? Man, come on, give me the name.
The one from Islanders?
Yeah.
We'll get that one.
The one who went to Tanzania and back.
We'll get that one.
His name just rolled away from me. Yes, I would have called him. I would have called that boy and played him in the centre back position. I would have called him. So
that would have been your twin pairing.
Yes.
Okay. Midfielders.
Then in midfield,
we've got Blessing Sarupinda. We've got Jonathan Bish. Jonathan Bish is actually in camp, right?
Nah, he won't be playing. I'm not sure if he came. The players are supposed to come in camp today.
Wait a minute.
They're supposed to be in camp today, so we don't know who is in camp, who is not.
All right. So we can only. This is also subject to getting the final list.
Yeah, this can also change.
Those that are actually in camp.
This can also change. Yes, you know? This is probable.
We've got Marshall Munetsi, we've got Tafazo Rusike, Tabani Kamsoko, Kolawasha Mahachi, Kama Billiard, Perfect Chikwende, Unube, Ishmael Wadi, Farai Madanaga, and Saleh Songani.
Okay, now we're talking. If what I was talking or what I was thinking doesn't work out, I'll pull back Marshall Munetsi to play as a centre back with Kevin Moyo. There will be my two centre backs there. Okay. Yes, and then I will have Butelezo Nube as the defensive midfielder, and then I'll have Kudamahachi on the left. I have Kama Billiard on the right.
You're starting Kudamahachi?
Yes, I'll start Kudamahachi on the left, Kama Billiard on the right. Then I'll have Tino Kadewere in front, Knowledge Musona just behind him. So I think that's my team.
So that would be
there's one midfielder left, isn't it? There's one. No, there's a need for a midfielder. Who are the midfielders there again?
The midfielders there is
again?
Blessing Sarupinda, Jonathan Bish, Marshall. Marshall, you've already put them as a CB. Tafazo Rusike, Tabani Kamsoko.
Yes. I'll put Tabani Kamsoko there. It's the central midfielder, just in front of Butelezo Nube. Then Knowledge Msona will play with Tino Kadewere, just behind Tino Kadewere. Kama Billiard on the right, Kudamahachi on the left. That's using the players that are on that list. That would be my probable 11.
So that's Alois is probably 11, and we're playing on Friday at the National Sports Stadium. We've spoken about this where. Zifa applied to CAF for 10,000 spectators to be allowed in, and they're not allowed in because we have not met the CAF standards as well. You know, there's still the health health. But so you then, the question then is, what have we been doing for the past 18 months in the National Sports Stadium? Why has it taken so long to not be able to meet these CAF standards?
Yeah, you know, to be honest, when we were applying, on what basis were we applying for the 10,000? You know, it's I don't know.
No, we are applying because we want to be seen to be applying. We want to be applying because we want it to appear as if we're doing something. And I mean, what have we been doing for the past 18 months? Why have we not brought the stadium to? Imagine if there was no, if regulations are opened, spectators are now, you know, not spectators generally, just people are now allowed to. And then at this time, we have CAF saying no because we have not met. Why have we not had this stadium ready?
I don't know. You know, we were told that we were waiting delivery of bucket seats, I think a year ago. I don't know if they got lost along the way.
Well, maybe because the borders are still closed.
I'm not sure. People are importing things from China. Everything is coming in. You know, I don't know. The airport is open. Zimra is working, but never that.
This is something that we would need to have a conversation with the SRC Director General and really find out what exactly is going on. Because I mean, 18 months and we're still not ready is not good enough.
Because that was actually the main issue. The bucket seats was the main issue because you want to local social distancing, you want to space, you want to, those 10,000, where are they going to sit? How do you allocate the seats to those 10,000? Because you need to make sure to know where they are sitting, where each one is sitting. So you cannot allocate seats when you don't have numbered seats. So that was actually the number one. Then obviously, like you mentioned, the health issue, because we had not even experimented. Even our local league is not we are not playing. Yeah, we are not playing at the moment because we failed our own local league. So
there's no bubble to talk about. So there's no bubble exactly that we can really say this has been
an example.
This has been a very successful bubble.
Yeah, you know? Zambia were allowed to play to have 20,000, not even 10, 20,000 fans. They were allowed because their stadiums have got bucket seats. Their league has been going on, and they've managed to contain the number of infections or the spread of COVID through around football. They managed. So CAF looked at that and said, oh, these ones, they've been doing this, they've managed to do this, you know, so we can allow them. So they just looked at Zimbabwe, same request, even a smaller number. They looked at Zimbabwe like, what are you talking about? You don't even have bucket seats. We have not even playing in your own country locally. So why can we give you that? So we need to be proactive. We need to show that we
make an application, even though we know that, you know, it's definitely not gonna make it. Still on the Warriors, we want to speak on our captain Knowledge Msona. He was on target from the spot on Friday in a game that his side Al-Tai went on to lose 3-1. Looks like Knowledge Msona has joined a losing team there, and coming from Division 1, it looks like at this rate it's going to go back to Division 1.
Yeah, they're new side.
Is this good for Knowledge? Is this good for Knowledge, man? Did Knowledge make the right choice? Even maybe it probably was a money move, but it's a losing money move, and is that good for his, you know, as it comes down to, you know, closing his career?
Yeah, like I said, he joined this club was promoted recently, and he joined that straight from the lower division. But I said it before that I don't think that was a good move career-wise. But if there was money involved, it's something that we don't know. You know, take the money, yes. Excuse me. But when you look at the situation that he is in now, a twilight of his career, you know, what do you do in that kind of situation? I would have said, come and finish your career at home on a high. You know, he was in a situation where you could actually command a very high paycheck from either Kaizer Chiefs or Mamelodi Sundowns. For me, I think Mamelodi Sundowns was actually the perfect place to go. You know, he could actually do that and then stay there, maybe sign a 5-year contract or 4-year contract or something like that. I don't know. But then by that time, you start sorting out your stuff from closer to home. But it's an individual choice at the end of the day. Like I say, we don't know what conversations happened, what are the figures involved, what did he look at as a person or his family. You know, obviously he consulted his wife, his family. What do they want? Maybe they wanted to experience life in the Middle East. You know, we don't know. So there are a lot of factors that can actually lead somebody to make a decision. But football-wise, I would have thought he could have just tried to stay in Belgium or find his way to South Africa and play in South Africa.
Well, there you have it, folks. Knowledge Musona, his team not doing so well, and like we said, we're gonna finish this segment. There's no way we're going to finish this segment without talking about Black Rhinos. We've got to talk about these trailblazing women that are playing in South Africa, doing us proud, so far giving us the football joy that we deserve as Zimbabweans, considering that there's no football happening at all. You know, Black Rhinos yesterday powered to the semi-finals of the COSAFA 2021 Total Energies CAF Women's Champions League, and following a comprehensive 3-0 victory over Tura Magic from Namibia in Durban on Sunday. Well done to Black Rhinos, doing wonders there in Durban. And of course, as we close, we're about to close, your last words on Black Rhinos.
I'm excited. I'm excited for them. You know, like you said, that we don't have football in the country, especially the women. They haven't played, not just even before COVID. There was no league at all. So for them to actually be doing that, actually commend.
It's actually amazing.
It's amazing.
That there was no football and for a long time.
Yeah.
And maybe because it's an army side, you know, they're always
training. Yes. Yeah.
You know, so they're probably on top of their game. So well done. That put them actually in the semi-finals.
Yeah,
in the semi-finals, and we wish them all the best. They're playing brilliant football. I've been following them, and we look forward to. We pray and hope as Zimbabweans that they win the final. Alois, it's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah.
Having conversations with regards to football with you. Yeah,
it is been a pleasure to be here talking about football. We all wish our Warriors all the best in the match on Friday. We hope that we win this one so that we can actually get on to a very good start to the World Cup. You know, I so wish that maybe we could have found a neutral venue which is not red listed by the United Kingdom, where we could actually go and play outside of our borders, go and play at full strength. You know, we could have put the qualification of the World Cup much ahead of money or whatever else, because we needed our full strength squad. We are playing a full strength South Africa, so we could have just looked maybe for another African country that is not red zoned and just say, guys, we want to come and play there, never mind the cost, so that we can actually kickstart our World Cup qualification. Because this is a group that we can qualify from, guys. Let's be honest. Ghana is not at its best. South Africa is not at its best. Ethiopia, we don't know. No, we cannot say they're pushovers, but we don't know. But it's a group that is actually that's playable. It's a group that is playable, and with the squad that we've got, we're capable. But when we are now playing as depleted as we are going to be playing against South Africa, then we start doubting. But I was so sure that at full strength, we were capable of coming out of this group.
At full strength, we were capable of coming out of this group, and maybe. But at the end of the day, now this is what we have. Friday, 3rd of September, our boys will be playing, our Warriors will be going into battle versus South Africa, and then 5 days later they're going to be playing against Ethiopia. We can only but wish them well. I mean, imagine if we won these 2 games, you know, and imagine if we won these 2 games, which we all hope and pray that we do. All the best to the coach, all the best to Zifa, regardless of any differences that we might have. But all the best to you, and all the best to Zimbabwe and the Warriors. Go, Warriors, go. We're supporting you. My name is Maimba. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting this second episode. And again, please, your comments are very important. Tell us what you think, one, about the show itself. Tell us what you think about the conversations that we're having. And if you have any contributions, we'd really like to hear from you. Next week, I can assure you that we're going to have a fans section where we will talk about your comments and tell us where you're watching from, so that we can interact with you. God bless, God keep you, God speed, and God be with you. Thank you. We're out.